What is up, guys? This is me, Dalton the Rat Man, and today I'm going to start an official series on my channel. It is going to be called Raw and/or SmackDown R&R, which stands for Review and Response. So basically, I'm just going to highlight what happened on the weekly show, Raw, SmackDown, and then give my opinion on it because the wrestling community just loves to hear some responses. So I got me a little script right here that I'm going to read from. So this is for the January 6th, 2025 edition of Raw, which is special because it's the first one that they did on Netflix. Big historic special episode. So I got myself everything that happened that is of importance, and I'm just gonna tell you about it and then give my response. So yeah. Okay, so to start the show off, we had Triple H have this video package air in the middle of the ring, and it had like curtains in the shape of a square, and it was showing the video package, hyping up wrestling and how this move to Netflix is all special and everything. And yeah, it was a video package, nothing crazy. Just him hyping up, how wrestling started in like way ancient times as like a contest between tough men, and then uh, turned into what it is today, which you know that's a lot of effort. It's a long time, a lot of effort. So that happened. That was the first thing, and the second thing that happened, The Rock's appearance. He made his return, did a promo, kind of similar to what Triple H did, just hyping it up, and then he thanked Cody Rhodes for carrying the company on his back and to say hi to Mama Rhodes, which, out of what I've seen on Twitter, some fans are not happy about that because the last time The Rock was involved with WWE, he was feuding with Cody at Mania 40 in the tag team match on night one, him and Roman versus Cody and Seth, and now he's just goody good with Cody, which is kind of odd. I mean, I didn't agree with it either. Like, he should have been a heel, but like, it's The Rock. Some people just can't boo The Rock, and he always likes to be the good guy, so he's a good guy now. And he also said he's gonna watch the tribal combat match closely. So, you know, that's happening. Actually, next, the Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns tribal combat match, which it was a back and forth match, a bunch of weapons, kendo sticks, chairs, steel steps. Uh, some close calls we had in the match where the match almost ended. Roman Reigns powerbombed Solo off the top rope through a table, which was pretty cool because he kind of nicked the edge of it. He almost um, hit the actual like stand part that stands it up, which would have been bad, but he didn't, so that's good. And then Tama Tonga pulled the ref out of the ring to prevent the three. Jacob Fatu got in and super kicked Roman Reigns and hit him with basically the BME, Christopher Daniels moonsault. And Solo did the spike, but Roman kicked out, which was pretty crazy because, a moonsault and a spike kick out. After the kick out, Solo spiked the referee just because. And then he was going to hold up Roman for another spike, but Sammy Uso and Jimmy Uso came out for Roman. Bloodline, all that fun stuff. Um, After they came out, Sammy and Jimmy, they hit a super kick and a haluva kick on Solo, and the referee had to run down from the stage to get the pin kick out from Solo. And probably the most important thing in this match, in my opinion, Kevin Owens coming out and hitting a stunner on Roman. That's new because we know Kevin Owens doesn't like Roman Reigns because they've feuded since like 2020, and but that was unexpected. I mean, because Kevin Owens is feuding with Cody Rhodes right now, but yeah, he hit the stunner on Roman. Roman kicked out, and Cody came out and got rid of Owens. They went brawling into the crowd. And the match ended after Solo attempted a spike, and Roman did the duck, bounce off the rope spear that he always does. And Roman won and became the undisputed tribal chief. So The Rock, after that, he came walking down the ring and he took the Ula Fala, or as I like to call it, the Ufa Falufa, and he placed it around Roman's neck, shook his hands, hugged. Oh, that's nice. A lot of people are also mad about that because they want Roman versus Rock, which I personally I do too. But yeah, if Rock was already gonna be a good guy and be all like, "Oh, I like you now, Cody," he's gonna do the same for Roman. So as of right now, I'm not saying that's gonna stay this way, but right now, The Rock is goody good with everyone again. So that's fun. Then after that, they teased the mystery superstar that's going to debut on Raw. It had a red circle with a slash in it, and they showed a face like last week or something that I was pretty sure it was Pentagon Jr. from AEW or Penta El Cero Miedo, whatever, Penta Oscuro, whatever you call him. And then in yesterday's vignette, they actually showed like either like scratches or letters that spelled out Penta. So it's like 100% sure it's him. If not, like I'm gonna be shocked. But yeah, most likely Pentagon Jr. is gonna be coming to WWE sooner rather than later. After that, they announced that Royal Rumble 2026 is going to take place in Saudi Arabia, and yeah, that's going to be fun. I mean, I know they were trying to get the Saudi fans were, or not fans, but like officials were trying to get a Mania in Saudi, and I don't think they're ready for that. They got to get some personal issues fixed first before that happens, and then let me know in the comments if this happened for you guys on Raw, if you watched it. These two things that happened off screen, I didn't find out till I got on Twitter and saw it. The New Day, they were up in like the, what is it called? The little box area up top of the building where some of the wrestlers were. The watch box, I think is what it's called. And they were like mad. They were getting mad at the interview lady. They were like, "Oh, why can't we get interviewed? It's the Raw on Netflix, blah blah blah." And then like the crowd boo because the New Day. And then they Xavier all of a sudden I don't remember what he said exactly, but it was something like, "Oh, you want to boo me? You should boo Kendrick Lamar. That rapper, he sucks." Blah blah. Which that's shocking because not only are you doing it to a man who's pretty popular right now, Kendrick, because last year's Drake feud and his album he dropped, GNX. And you booted, and you said it too about him in LA, which is where he lives, or like not lives, but like he's around that area. That's crazy. And Damian Priest apparently is going to fight Finn Balor next week in a street fight match. Hopefully that ends their feud. I didn't get that either on my feed. So back to the actual on feed stuff. John Cena came out, and oh boy, it's the start of his retirement tour. So he comes out and he teased potential Mania and or final opponents. Some of the names he said were Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Logan Paul, Gunther, or Cody Rhodes. And he also talked about when will he win this 17th world title. He said that it's not going to happen. And then he corrected himself. He's like, "Oh, I'm in WWE, so never say never." And he said, "If I'm gonna win my 17th world title, a miracle needs to happen because he can't just waltz into the main event. He needs to win Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber, or the Royal Rumble." And he said maybe he can win the Rumble because it's a long shot and you can't win the lottery if you can't play. He states he should be in the Rumble since it is his last one. And what a better way to say thank you to the fans that have treated him so mixed over the all these years than winning the Rumble and making history, 17th world title at WrestleMania. And then he finished the promo off being all hyped, saying he will not just be in the Rumble, he will win the Royal Rumble. And I believe him. I believe he is going to win the 2025 Royal Rumble, and he is going to go on to WrestleMania and break the world title record. That's just my personal feelings. But after that, we got Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, the women's world title match. It was a pretty good match actually. Some of the close calls were Ripley hitting her first Riptide kick out by Liv. Raquel Rodriguez slid a chair into the ring and Dominic distracted the ref for Liv to hit Oblivion on the chair, and Ripley kicked out. Okay. And then Liv later on in the match hit three amigos, followed by a frog splash kick out. And it ended after Liv attempted another Oblivion, but Ripley had a hold of her, like they didn't go down, and she looked at her, she's like, "Arr!" And then boom, like the second Riptide, and Rhea Ripley ends the reign of Liv Morgan, which surprised me. I mean, I figured she was gonna win, but like I don't know, I just thought it was crazy that she won. Um, and afterwards, Dominic came into the ring and raised his arms, being like, "Oh, I loved you all along. Let's re-embrace again." And Ripley kissed the belt, put it down, and then low blowed him. Well, she didn't low blow him, but she kicked him there, you know where, and hit him with a riptide. Love it. Love the Dom hate. We love it. And Ripley walked out stage. She walked out to the stage. She's posing with the belt. Oh, I finally did it. Blah blah blah. And then the Undertaker's dong, the the bell, it went off, and American Badass Undertaker came out, which genuinely surprised me because apparently it surprised a lot of people because we didn't know he was going to be there. But you know, love to see Undertaker every now and then. He came out on his motorcycle. He drove around the ring just to drive back up. And him and Ripley did the pose where they're away from the cam and they're just like they lift the arm. That was cool. I mean, probably not necessary, but it's whatever. And then Adam Pearce, he is seen talking backstage to Bayley away from the cameras, and then he's getting ready to get interviewed before getting interrupted by Chad Gable and the rest of his American-made comrades. And Gable said he talks himself up. He's the guy who single-handedly destroyed Otis and the rest of Alpha Academy. Impressive. And he pledges he will win a singles title in 2025. So maybe expect Chad Gable to have not either win or be in the IC titles contention again. That'll be fun. He always has good matches. And he dispels the rumors that he has troubles with luchadors. So he wants Mr. Adam Pearce to get him the best luchador for a match next week. And Pearce was like, "Are you sure? You sure you want this?" And Gable was like,
"I've never been more sure of something in my life."
And then Adam excused himself. He said, "I gotta make a phone call." I'm thinking that's gonna be Pentagon Jr. So that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be hyped about that. And then Travis Scott also made his appearance in the crowd, getting his own entrance to his own song, Fiend. And then he accompanies Jey Uso out to the ring, or at least for his entrance, which was cool because Lil Wayne did basically the same thing at Mania. He sang for him and walked out with him, so that was cool. And then Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. Jey Uso, he dived through the ropes onto McIntyre before the match started. That was nice. I like that. And then some of the close calls we had were a future shock by McIntyre, a spear by Jey Uso, a claymore by Drew, and then Drew attempted a second one, but right when he was getting ready to start running at Jey collapsed, and then Drew, he was laughing and ha 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 ha, and then backed up, waited for Jey to get up. Once he got up, he getting ready, he runs at him, and then Jey ducks. Drew, falls on his back, and then Jey hooks him up with the crucifix, and then 1, 2, 3, Jey Uso defeats Drew McIntyre. And then Gabriel Iglesias, also known as Fluffy, he was getting interviewed, but got interrupted by The New Day. Who else? And they come over to complain about not getting a chance to explain what happened between them and E, what they've been doing all night. And it should be them getting interviewed, not this fluffy balloon. Their words, not mine. And then Gabriel hit with a little side comment. He was like, "I like you guys better when you had cereal," And then the interviewer was like, "Oh, would you look at the time? We're out of time. Sorry, New Day, you don't get to talk." And then Alpha Academy came up, and then they were gonna chat with Gabriel, but he was like, "I gotta go back to my seat. I gotta go watch the rest of the show." And then he started up a New Day sucks chant. Love the New Day hate as well. And then it showed Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. They were walking backstage, And Heyman said something like, "Oh, Tribal Chief, when's the next time the WWE Universe is going to get to see you?" Oh, and Roman, he was all like,
January 26th.
And then he shut the door, and when he shut the door, there was a little poster on it that said WWE 2K25. Oh boy. And I found out later on Twitter that details for the 2K25 game will be released on January 28th, the day after Roman said that, so fun. I also on Twitter saw some models for the characters, and oh my god, like Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest, they look like almost like the actual person. Like, it is crazy. So I think at least for 2K25 graphics wise, they upgraded even above 2K24, so that's gonna be fun. And then probably, I don't want to be harsh, but I'm gonna be harsh here. Probably the worst thing that happened tonight, Hulk Hogan came out, and I don't remember much of what he said from the show, and I didn't really want to look it up either because I don't really care. Jimmy Hart came out waving the flag as well, so that was nice, the American flag. The only thing I have in my script here is Hulk Hogan hypes up his beer, which was like real American beer. That was on the it was one of the company labels on the ring last night, so that was cool. And there were a lot of boos. He was getting booed out of the arena, which was funny. I thought it was hilarious because literally, like, his segment was the only one that got booed. Like, I mean, I guess, yeah, the heels got booed as well, but, like, there's a difference between booing a heel, but you still like them, and then booing a person that you genuinely don't like. So I thought that was funny. When I was watching it, I was laughing and everything. That was pretty funny. And then the main event, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. The match that's been 10 years in the wait. Oh, it's, everybody's hyped up for it. When Punk first came back, Seth Rollins was cussing him out at the Survivor Series. And, yeah, they've been building up to it, and it happened yesterday. And it was a pretty good match. Probably the best match on the card, personally. There was an avalanche swinging neckbreaker by CM Punk, which I thought was impressive. He also did like a plancha. He dived out the ring like he stood on the rope and jumped over it for Punk's age. Pretty impressive. And then Punk tried a crossbody, and Seth countered it doing the John Cena roll through and hopped him up and hit his own GTS, but Punk got knocked out of the ring. Thought that was a good spot. And then probably my favorite part in the match was like they were just so mad at each other, and they both were on their knees, and they were just slapping each other, just swinging like full open palm smacks to the face. I thought that was good. Some close calls. Punk hit the stomp on Seth Rollins, his finisher, and Punk tried a GTS of his own, but Seth caught his leg and hit his own GTS. Punk kicked out. And then Seth, he hit Punk with a pedigree on the announce table, rolled him in the ring and hit another one, and then Punk kicked out. And then Seth hit Punk with a buckle bomb, followed by the stomp, but Punk got his foot on the ropes, which love me a good foot on the ropes spot in a match where you think it's over and then they put the foot on the ropes. It's a great way to not waste a finisher, make it look like it's weak, because I will admit this episode of Raw there was a lot of kickouts, finishers, and a lot of moves, which I mean, I guess for the event that's fine, but like personally I don't need that like every week. That needs to be saved for special occasions, But it ended after Rollins put him on the top rope and hit his suplex, and then he was going to do the Falcon's Arrow, but right when he flipped him up and getting ready to pick him up for the Falcon's Arrow, Punk got him into a GTS. Boom, hit him with a GTS. He fell on Shawn Michaels style, and then 1, 2, 3, CM Punk defeated Seth Rollins at the main event of Netflix on Raw, which personally, I didn't know who was going to win that match between Punk and Rollins, but it was a good match. Probably the best match on the card. But yeah, to get my responses on all these now, because that was just the whole review right there that I just did. So the Triple H thing where he hyped it up, yeah, just a typical little video package. I did like when the curtains dropped, he was just standing there and he's all like, I thought that was pretty cool and funny. The Rocks thing, is, I guess, good guy Rocks back, woohoo. The Solo and Roman match, it was what I expected. The match was whatever, and then Roman won, which surprised me because I thought Solo was gonna win. I thought either Rock or Heyman was gonna turn heel. I'm thinking they might do that closer to Mania, so just hold off on that opinion for now. But the teaser for Pentagon, I'm hyped. I'm ready to see Pentagon. I'm ready to see some Cero Miedo in WWE. That's gonna be cool. The Rumble in Saudi, I mean, we'll just see what happens. Uh, the Kendrick Lamar disc from the New Day, that's interesting. I thought that was pretty funny. I want to see if something happens about that. That'd be funny. The Damian Priest and Finn Balor street fight. Let's just hope that ends the feud. I mean, I know it'll be good, but let's just hope that ends it because the Priest / Ripley versus Judgment Day feud, it's been going on for way too long. I think it needs to end sooner rather than later. The John Cena segment, probably my favorite thing on the whole show because as a kid, I was such a John Cena mark. I still am to an extent. Since he's retiring, I think he should go on this Super Cena Herculean year. He just wins titles, beats people, buries them, basically does what he did about 10 years ago. That'd be fun. The Liv Morgan and Ripley match, it was good. I liked it. Probably the second best match on the card. I really like the stuff she did to Dom, beat him up, which, gotta love it. The Adam Pearce segment hyping up, basically, Pentagon Jr., most likely. Yeah, I like that because that's basically, confirming my hopeful wishes of Pentagon Jr. The Drew McIntyre Jey Uso match, that's fine. Nothing crazy, nothing bad. Drew McIntyre lost, so that's probably gonna not end this little feud between them. I feel like they're gonna have another match down the road. The Gabriel Iglesias and New Day stuff, good. Love the New Day hate. Gotta love it. The Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and 2K25 segment, love it. Love to get info on the games because I have 2K24 and I kind of got bored of it. So hopefully they do good with 2K25 because I will be getting it when it comes out. But let's just hope it's not a dud. The Hulk Hogan segment, the worst one. It was basically nothing. I can't remember anything except him trying to hype up his beer, which, okay. And then the CM Punk Seth Rollins segment, probably my best match, on the card, which I expected it to be. I didn't expect Roman and Solo's match to be better, honestly, because I'm not a Roman Reigns stan, like some people on Twitter are. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking to you. Yeah, that was the best match on the card, in my opinion. And if they did another match sometime this year, I would not be surprised or disappointed because that match was good, but it could be better. I think it could be better. But yeah, that was the January 6, 2025 Netflix debut of Raw. And I think it was pretty good overall. I think if this is how Raw is going to be on Netflix from now on, I think that's going to be okay because it wasn't a lot of people expected it to not do well, and then there's some people that expected it to do well. I was on the side that it was going to be all right, and yeah, it did. So I plan on making this a series on my channel. I plan on basically watching the episode, planning my script the night of after watching it, and then Tuesday morning here, well, not morning, Tuesday afternoon, I'll make the video. And then for SmackDown, I do have an actual job, so depending on that schedule, the video could come out Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday, but I don't know about that. The SmackDown one might have fluidity. I might have to just work around it, but the Raw one should stay like this. I watched the episode on Monday, plan the script Monday night, and then just make the video sometime Tuesday, which for me is today. So, yeah, but that is all I have to say. So, like, comment, subscribe. If you have some kind of response towards the show that you want to talk to me about, just do it in the comments. I'll respond. So, yeah, other than that, guys, that is all I had to say. So, until next time, see ya.